Pablo shirt on.
Pablo Escobar.
What do you think about that?
I like it, man. It's fucking fancy, dude. It's like gold and
It's like African prince.
yeah,
Type
it's
thing.
like the Black Panther. All right, cue it up.
So we're talking about abundance blockers
Yeah,
here.
yeah, man. I've
I've actually never heard the term.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Well, you've been kind of deep into the whole spiritual world for a long time, and like I had mentioned in previous podcasts, talking about manifesting your dreams or manifesting the life that you want, basically upgrading your life through meditating, through visualizing, through having faith, through having intention in the things that you do. But there are some things that can block you. So if you're really working on creating a great life and in the true definition, bringing things to you through the universe or through meditation or through visualization, there's a few things that can stop you. So there's a lot of gurus out there that are talking about, like The Secret, let's say, okay? It's a cool topic, and I think that Mr. Proctor is right on. I don't know if he covered every single thing when it comes to manifestation, but he definitely did a good job at kind of giving you a good overall view of how to make your life better, just by positive thinking and possibly a little bit of meditation and visualization. There are things that can block you, though. So if you believe that there are forces that are bringing things to you, then just the same can happen in the opposite way. So when you're manifesting, when you're creating that new life for yourself, you're, number one, visualizing a positive life. You're also spending time focusing on that positive life. And it's been said, whatever you focus on grows, right? So as you're doing that, you're employing very positive techniques. Now, one thing that's really sad in this world, in this day and age, is that people have gotten used to being negative. They've gotten really used to being negative. In fact, when you go to work or you go into a social situation or hang out with friends or whatever, and you ask somebody how they're doing or what's new in life, they typically will go to complaining immediately. Oh, you'll never guess what happened to me. Or you make the mistake of asking somebody how their day's gone. Oh gosh, please, right? And they go, you're not going to believe this. And they immediately start talking negatively about it. Well, right there, negative thought and negative talk is an abundance blocker, right? So if you're putting all this good juju, all this good energy out into the world, and then you're taking a break from that to talk negatively, now you're putting out negative energy into the world. That alone is going to block you from receiving things. I look at manifestation and creating your own abundant life as pulling on ropes, right?
Okay, so an abundance blocker, I thought, would be a person, but you're saying it could be just inner negative talk.
Yeah, I'm talking about yourself here.
Okay.
Now, there are some people that are definitely blockers, okay? And being around negative people is its own kind of block, because energy influences energy, right?
Yeah.
Just like I can walk into a room and bring positive energy, being a DJ, that's what I've done for years and years and years, is I'm going out there and I'm bringing positive, fun energy and helping people that really don't know how to have a good time themselves.
Is that the role of the DJ? You think?
Yeah, it really is. Like, you say, okay, we want to have a wild party. Now, you can have a wild party by yourself. You can turn up your music, you can play, you can dance, you can high five, you can drink and have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I've been to some houses that are just so fun, or go out to the river and everybody is just having a great time. There's no instigator there. There's nobody that's stirring the pot and creating energy. We don't need it in those groups of people.
It just happens.
You've also
organically.
been to places where you walk in or you sit down and it's like an energy vacuum, like an energy black hole, and the people are just like,
the vibe is wrong.
yeah, and you're like, I don't want this to be my Friday night. Everybody's just literally sitting around not talking or totally being negative.
Right.
So energy influences, right? And that's kind of ties into everything that I've talked about before. Positive energy really is a real thing, and you know it because you've been there. When there's somebody that everybody knows that when they show up, you're like, oh, it's so cool you're here, you are so fun, and you know that person is going to bring the positive energy, bring the fun, right? Maybe you, right? Maybe a group of people that are doing it. But energy is a real thing that's infectious. Just the same, if somebody walks in the room with a very negative energy, you feel it. You actually feel it. And, you know, you could have a great group of people having a great time, and somebody walks in with the worst energy, and everybody is like,
Oh, yeah.
what's up with homie? You know, or they just ask him like, hey, what's going on? And they haven't said a word, they haven't made an expression, but they've got this terrible energy, right? So I really believe that energy is a true physical thing that's out there in the world, you know? And then you have the great leaders that bring this motivation and influence and energy to thousands of people. Like, that's a real thing, right?
Sure.
So just the same, there are these things that can block the energy. So if you are hanging out with a totally negative person, they're going to bring you down. By osmosis, you're going to start to become negative or feel negative unless you get yourself out of that situation. So negative talk and negative feelings are the first blockers. So like I said, I look at manifestation as pulling on ropes. When I meditate and I visualize, I believe that I'm pulling on ropes and I don't know what prize is at the end. And some ropes are long and some ropes are short and some ropes are medium.
Yeah.
And you never know when they're going to come. But God brings those good things to you. But if you're taking time off and you're then now changing your vibration and changing your positive energy to talk or think negatively, that's a blocker.
You're breaking the momentum.
Breaking the momentum, exactly. Yeah. Another blocker is judgment. And that's a really hard one to get away from because we are all made to be judgers.
Well, to simply recognize an abundance blocker is a judgment call.
It's a judgment call. So I guess what I'm talking about is judgment of others or judgment of yourself in the same case. So here's what I mean by that. Okay, when you get to the root of judgment, we were made to be judge-y, for lack of a better word, right? But the reason we were made to be like that is that it was a primal, instinctual survival thing. Like, okay, I'm walking near some people. Are they going to hurt me? Let's say we're all cavemen, we're out on the plain or wherever, you know, saber-toothed tigers and whatnot out there trying to get us.
Identify threats.
Identify threats, right? Bad people that are going to do harm to you, or an animal that's going to do harm to you, like just to survive. So we're made to judge situations immediately and go, okay, is this good or bad? Well, we're close to the cliff here. We probably should not be so close. Let's make a judgment and get away.
Yeah.
Now, in this day and age, though, we don't need those kind of survival instincts anymore. It's not necessary for us to constantly make life and death decisions and judgments, right? So what we've done is we've turned that on each other. And your shirt is a perfect example. I love your shirt, man. It's really cool. It's got a positive vibe to me.
I need a cigar.
Yeah.
And some long white flowy pants.
Get the Cubans going on. Yeah, get the Cuban cigar. Yeah, I love it. So somebody else, though, might take offense to your shirt, and they might immediately start judging you and say you're some kind of way. You're this or you're that, or you're a jerk, or you're flamboyant, or you're egocentric, or you just have bad style. So that's a judgment right there. And we've gotten so used to doing that in everyday life. You know, when people get together, there's always a few friends that aren't there, and of course you end up talking about them. Oh, have you seen Jane lately? Oh, dude, seriously? Have you seen her hair? Oh, get out of here. And people think it's harmless, but it's not harmless, because anytime you're taking away from positive thoughts, positive energy, and positive vibes, is actually doing the opposite. It's pushing away the good stuff that you're creating.
Yeah.
So it's been a real tough thing for me, because I see somebody walking down the street and I immediately want to judge them based on their outfit, based on what they look like, based on whether they're dirty or clean, based on whether their hair is good, based on the fact that they're walking.
Yeah.
Okay, they're walking. They're probably not that successful.
Yeah.
That's not.
Assumably. Yeah.
Why am I doing that? I don't know anything about them. That person could be rich. That person could be the nicest person ever.
Yeah.
You know,
some exercise, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever it might be. Somebody saw me walking down the street the other day and they called me. Oh my God, Tim, are you okay? Like, they immediately thought that something bad happened in my life.
Yeah.
You know, no, I just had my car at the auto shop. There's a fast food place down the street. I thought I'd get some food while I was waiting for my car to be fixed. It's okay. I'm okay. Don't worry. I haven't claimed bankruptcy. I haven't lost my house or anything like that. But we're so quick to judge all the time, and we're so quick to talk negatively about other people all the time. So my point is that you can either be pulling on those ropes and creating good stuff all the time, or you could be pushing it away. Another thing that is a blocker is negative self-talk and self-doubt, right? So if God says we're supposed to have faith and truly believe, a lot of people say, oh yeah, I totally have faith. But in the back of their mind, they're going, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're blocking yourself now from abundance by doing that, because you're not even having the faith of a mustard seed. The faith of a mustard seed is still faith. Like, I still believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you say you believe it's going to happen, and then right off the bat you think, I don't know if it's going to happen, in your head, you're doing negative self-talk, and you're actually not truly having faith in God or the universe.
Yeah.
So those are a few ways that
how do you
can
overcome that?
It's practice. It really is practice, you know. So what I've started to do, one of the philosophies that I'm singing in my head constantly is they're doing the best that they can. You know?
Yeah.
So if I don't like your shirt, it's I don't think that anymore. I just think, hey, it's not something that pleases me, but this guy's doing the best he can. And I know that sounds a little condescending.
So condescending.
It's super condescending, but if it's
so judgy.
In the purest form,
Really.
hey, you just like the shirt, man. And like I said, I do like your shirt, but I'm not going to judge you for the shirt. In fact, what I've started to do now is if I see something that's a little abnormal, like somebody that has blue hair, I go and compliment them.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm counteracting my judgment.
Recognize their uniqueness.
Their uniqueness, their individualism. I don't need to judge you on your shirt or your style or your hair or anything like that. But the people that are doing bad things, let's say, people that are acting negatively, people that are cutting you off on the freeway, people that maybe say something to you because you're working out in the backyard with your shirt off.
Man.
You know, the truth is they're doing the best they can. They really are. They just don't have another way. They don't know another way to deal with it. We talked about peaceful parenting in the past.
Yeah.
I had a lot of anger toward my parents for a long, long time. And I verbalized it, and I cut them off from talking to me, and I punished them for this. But what I learned was they were really just doing the best that they could. They didn't have the skill. They didn't have the classes. They didn't have the guidance to really do all the things that I thought they should have done as parents. They're just doing the best that they can. So I really started to employ that with myself, to help myself say, look, that person's just doing the best they can. I don't need to judge them. If they cut me off, truth is, there's plenty of room on the freeway, and I'm not really in that much of a hurry. So come on over, dude.
Yeah.
Come on over, man. But what I really want to do, my reason for all this is not really to be Gandhi or some like spiritual guy. I really just want to have the best quality of life, and I want the best things to come to me as fast as possible, right? So I've started to work on these abundance blockers and remove those from my life so that I really could enjoy more happiness more of the time. And then also, I've worked on my own peace. Like, when somebody offends you, again, you're giving your control to them, right? They offended you. Now you're all worked up. You let them work you up, right?
Yeah.
And what I really want is peace. What I don't like to feel is animosity. What I don't like to feel is worked up and angry all the time.
Yeah. How am I going to get them back?
It's suffering,
Yeah.
you know? And even if I'm not trying to get them back, I'm mad as hell about it,
Yeah.
right? And they don't even know I'm mad. So who's suffering? Me. I'm suffering. And I spend 2 days, 2 hours, whatever the time it is, being angry and stewing, while my family's going, dude, we just want you to be happy. Like, please. My wife's like, dude, like, why, let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is really just to give myself more peace. But in the overall kind of more selfish scheme of things, I want all the good stuff to come to me as fast as I can. And so I'm stopping this bad behavior that's blocking me.
So when someone starts to gossip with you, did you hear about so-and-so? What's your response?
That's a difficult one because we've gotten so conditioned to just doing it, to just taking part and go, yeah, I know what you mean, bro. Yeah, they're crackers, or they're stupid, or I don't get them, or they're a-holes, or whatever you want to say. It's so natural and it seems so harmless, man, but it's not. It's not harmless. What happens if that conversation gets back to that person? And maybe you really like that person. Maybe they're a dear friend. But somehow, some way, that other person that was talking with you decides to save themselves and throw you under the bus. Now you've harmed that person, and you've also harmed your relationship with that person. So you lose out, they lose out. So what I've started to do when I see somebody doing that, or when somebody talks to me and starts to gossip and do that whole scuttlebutt thing, is number one, I don't respond to it. So if you said something about somebody to me, I would just go, yeah. And then I try to change the subject as soon as I can. Hey, what happened, with that baseball game yesterday or something like that? Because I don't want to do that, man. And if I get in a group where they're all talking trash, I leave that group.
Yeah.
So,
can trash be valuable?
Yeah, but rarely.
If you have a certain perception of someone, and someone's opinion that you value gives you new information on that person, is there value there?
Yeah, you're right. That's a great point, man. And that's another way of looking at it. I still don't think talking trash on a person is good. But if you were to tell me, hey, Tim, you have this friend and I saw him doing some really bad stuff, that's a little different than saying, oh my God, Becky, did you see what so-and-so was doing? Oh, the dress was terrible. Oh, this person is such a freak.
Maybe just semantics at that point. It could be the same.
There's a difference between
relay.
There's a difference between trying to help me out and talking trash on somebody else.
Yeah.
I would say to that, So if you came to me and say, hey, Tim, you're doing business with this guy over here, but I noticed that he screwed over 5 of his last business partners. You may want to be cautious about that. I'm going to advise that you really strongly think about not doing business with him. That's different.
Versus, man, did you see that guy? He's an asshole. He rips people off. That could be the same sincere message given in different slang or verbiage, right?
Yeah, really good point. But my question would be, are you trying to help me, or do you just want to sit around and talk bad about this person?
Boom. So that would be like the response, right?
Yeah, dude.
So you get this negative input from someone or from yourself. The immediate to go is this thought or is this piece of information helping me achieve my goal of peace, of whatever it is that you're going after, or is it going to derail me and become a total distraction?
Sure. And even worse is like the two-faced kind of thing going on where you're like, let's say we have a group of 10 mutual friends and we're sitting here and we decide to talk trash about all of them, knowing full well we're going to go out and buddy up with them on Friday all together and high five and act like we're just friends.
Yeah.
That's so effed up, dude. Like, and then what? If you're doing that with me, you're probably doing that to me. Right? Like if you're willing to talk trash about all of our friends to me, when you hang out with them and I'm not there, I'm probably the one that's getting teed up.
Yeah.
For trash talk, right?
For sure.
Not cool at all, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a little bit of philanthropic there. Like I don't want to do harm to anybody. I also don't need to spend time judging people and take myself away from the focus of positivity and progress in my life. Because ultimately, all I really want is to progress in life, to do more, to build my business, to make more friends, to help more people. And doing all that negative stuff and talking all that trash on people is doing the exact opposite. If only taking a break from the positive stuff, like you could be doing a whole lot more. But also, man, I'm trying to become a better person.
Yeah.
And I don't want to feel that kind of stuff, and I definitely don't want to promote that kind of behavior.
For sure.
But to the topic of abundance blockers, stay positive as much as you can. Think about what you're saying before you say it. Say positive things. If you want good things to happen, speak about things happening in a positive way. Don't say, man, I'm broke. I need more money. No, say, I'm making more money. I'm going to be making more money soon. I am in the process of leveling up my life and making more money. And then you're speaking that energy out into the universe. And if nothing else, you're reprogramming your subconscious to think positive. Yeah. If you look at most of the successful people and most of the rich people, you'll hear them talk differently than the middle class and the poor people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the middle class and a lot of the poor people like to embellish the negativity. They talk about the struggle is real. Look, there's struggle in life, okay? You either deal with it or you don't. But when you talk to people that are highly successful, you'll notice they don't spend a lot of time in the gossip column.
No.
They're not spending a lot of time talking trash about people because they're too focused on progress.
Unless you own TMZ.
Well, that's touche, my brother, touche. There's a lot of duality in this world, but those are my thoughts on abundance and abundance blockers.
Love it. Yeah. No, we all have to be aware, whether it's inner self talk that's negative or someone. That's what I automatically went to when you said abundance blocker. Because you could maybe you have this huge potential that your friends know you can do. And you are doing this other thing. And they're all in your ear saying, dude, you could be doing so much more.
Right.
Like, you have so much more potential. They are like the gates to abundance in your ear.
Right.
Whereas you could have a different group of people in your ear saying, great job, keep doing what you're doing, because their mentality is such on a smaller level. Maybe you're working a job, right? You're working a 9-to-5 job. A bunch of people who work 9-to-5 jobs will be like, oh my gosh, you're doing so well. But if you're working a 9-to-5 job, but your friends know you have potential to generate millions of dollars, they're in your ear saying, what are you doing?
Right.
Why are you doing that?
Right.
Like you're wasting all your potential.
Yeah.
And so,
in that case, the friends that are cheering you on about your 9-to-5 are abundance blockers.
They're abundance blockers, but they're coming in disguise as positive.
Yeah, dude. Yes. You have to watch out for that.
So they're praising oh man, you got 10 hours of overtime this week,
Praising your mediocrity.
They're praising mediocrity. And then they all go out and they drink. That's life for a lot of people, right? Meanwhile, the successful are looking at that saying, wow, what a waste.
What a waste. They could be rich by now.
What a waste of talent.
Yeah. I've had to work through a lot of that. I've been told a lot of times that I could be somebody, that I had a lot of talent and different things like that. But as a poor person, growing up poor, and living in that world, I never really believed it. And just recently am I starting to come into my own power and believe that, hey, I really can do something. Not egocentric, not being conceited, but just believing in myself.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, man.
Yeah.
It's happening, man. So I just my caution to people is let's stop the negativity. Second of all, let's start to promote yourself. Start to level yourself up with positive self-talk and positive affirmations, and watch what happens when you start to reprogram your subconscious.
Love it.
Thank you for joining us on Cut the Slack. For more information on health and nutrition, please visit us at inlandempirehealth.com. For more information on promoting your business, visit us at premierlocalmedia.com.